One small mistake, one runaway chicken, and one very unlucky old man. But what seems like bad luck might be something else entirely. This is a story about a farmer, a chicken, and a twist you won't expect. There was once an old man who lived in a quiet village. He had a small house, a crooked hat, and one big dream: to never work again. Why? Because he had a chicken. Not just any chicken. This chicken was famous. It laid golden eggs. Well, not real gold, but the yolks were very yellow. Every morning, the old man would clap his hands and say, "Good morning, my golden egg machine," and the chicken would cluck proudly, as if it understood. The villagers were impressed. They worked all day. The old man? He made omelets and took naps. But one morning, silence. No clucking. No eggs. Just feathers. The chicken coop was open. The doors swung in the wind. A trail of tiny footprints disappeared into the trees. The old man gasped. He dropped his coffee. He dropped his toast. Then he shouted, "Bad luck!" The neighbors came running. Fire? Thieves? Wolves? "No!" the old man cried. "My chicken ran away. My fortune is gone. I'll have to work. I'll have to cook my own eggs from the store." One neighbor, a kind woman with too many cats, said, "Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe something good will happen." The old man crossed his arms. He squinted. He frowned. Good luck? Bad luck? Ha! I just lost breakfast. 3 days passed. The old man sat on his porch, sighing loudly so the neighbors would hear. "I used to have breakfast. Now I have sadness and toast." Suddenly, he heard something. Cluck! Then, cluck, cluck! Cluck, cluck, cluck! He ran to the chicken coop. And there she was! His chicken! She looked tired. She looked proud. And behind her, 5 more chickens. Wild chickens. Dusty chickens. One had a leaf stuck to its head like a tiny hat. The old man blinked. What? The chickens walked into the coop like they owned the place. They pecked the ground. They drank the water. They sat on each other. The old man stared. My chicken brought more chickens? The neighbors came running again. Wow! Your chicken went shopping! Good luck has returned! The old man laughed. He clapped his hands. Yes, now I have 6 chickens, 6 eggs, 6 omelets. But then, crash! The chickens knocked over a bucket, then a ladder, then the door to the kitchen. One chicken was eating the rug. Another jumped on the table. One just screamed. The old man froze. He slowly turned to the neighbor. Maybe this is too much good luck. And somewhere in the distance, the wise chicken clucked softly. Who knows? At first, the old man was happy. 6 chickens, more eggs, more naps. But by day 3, he was exhausted. There were feathers in his soup. There were clucks in his dreams. One chicken learned how to open drawers. One liked sitting on the toilet. One pecked the window every time the old man tried to nap. And worst of all, no eggs. He shouted, 6 chickens and not 1 egg? The chickens stared at him, blank eyes, beaks full of breadcrumbs, no guilt. That night, the old man wrote a note. Dear universe, please take back your good luck or send earplugs. Love, the sleepless farmer. The next morning, the coop was empty. Again. Gone. All of them. Vanished into the forest like chicken ninjas. The old man didn't scream this time. He just sighed. Maybe this is good luck. The neighbors gathered around. Again? You had chickens, then no chickens, then too many chickens, and now no chickens? The old man nodded slowly. Then he whispered, Good luck? Bad luck? Who knows? The villagers just stared. One of them whispered, He's cracked. Just when the old man thought things couldn't get worse, he heard music. Boom, crash, honk honk, a loud trumpet, a loud monkey, a very loud man on stilts. A traveling circus had arrived. The village was buzzing. People ran to see the show. But the chickens? They ran into the show. One chicken jumped into a clown's tiny car. 2 others stole popcorn from a baby. One flapped onto the ringmaster's hat and refused to come down. The crowd laughed. The performers screamed, and the old man, he just stood there with a broom, yelling, They're not trained! Don't encourage them! Then, spotlight, drum roll, silence. Out walked his original chicken, wearing a glittery cape. She turned. She bowed. She did a little dance. The crowd went wild. More chicken! More chicken! The ringmaster ran up to the old man. Sir, he said out of breath, we'll pay you to join our show. You and your chicken are stars. The old man blinked. Me? In a circus? Before he could answer, the chickens ran into the magician's tent and vanished. Poof. Just like that. No glitter, no goodbye, just one small feather floating down onto the old man's head. Just before the chickens vanished, the circus announcer stepped into the spotlight. He raised his hands. Ladies and gentlemen, and villagers with brooms, tonight we present a never-before-seen act, the incredible Chicken Pyramid. The lights went dark. The music changed. One by one, the chickens strutted into the ring. They climbed on top of each other, wobbly but focused. 3 on the bottom, 2 in the middle, and at the very top, the original chicken, wearing a tiny crown made of corn husks. The crowd gasped. The old man dropped his broom. Someone in the back fainted. Then the top chicken raised one wing. The crowd went silent. And just as the drum roll hit its peak, poof, smoke, feathers, gone. All 6 chickens. The ring was empty. The crown rolled across the floor and stopped at the old man's feet. The audience erupted with applause. Bravo! Incredible! Did they teleport? Was that real? The old man just stood there, covered in popcorn, sweat, and emotional damage. He picked up the little crown, held it in his hand, and whispered to himself, "Good luck or bad luck? Who knows?" After the circus left, the village returned to normal. No chickens, no music, no feathers in soup. The old man tried to move on. He planted a garden. He read mystery novels. He ate toast. Just toast. But every morning, he still looked at the coop. Empty. Quiet. A little egg-shaped hole in his heart. Then, one day, a knock at the door. It was the mailman. He held a box, covered in glitter, smelled like popcorn. "Special delivery," the mailman said. The old man opened it. Inside was one signed photo of his chicken wearing sunglasses, one circus t-shirt, size XS, and a check, a big one. The note read, "Thanks for the talent. The chicken is headlining in Paris now. P.S. She still doesn't lay eggs. P.P.S. You should try toast with jam." The old man stared at the check, then at the coop, then at his toast. He smiled. "Good luck," he said, holding up the check. "Or bad luck." He looked at the toast. "Who cares?" he said. "I'm buying waffles."
If you enjoyed this lesson, click here for another learning video.